Hey K-pop lovers! Hi MONSTIEZ, welcome back to Ahyeon Story. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video because we cover everything BABYMONSTER and we are not slowing down. Now, before we get into today's topic, I need you to comment down below. Were you shocked by what Ahyeon wore at the CHOOM World Tour? Because the internet has been going absolutely crazy, and today we are breaking down every single detail. Let's get one thing straight right from the beginning. The CHOOM World Tour in Seoul was already set up to be one of the biggest moments in BABYMONSTER's career. 3 sold-out nights at Jamsil Indoor Stadium, a fanbase that traveled from across the world, and a group that has built its entire reputation on one thing, being absolutely undeniable on a live stage. But nobody, and I mean nobody, was fully prepared for what Ahyeon was going to bring to that stage. Not just in terms of her performance, but in terms of the look that has now taken over TikTok and X and has had fans and critics talking non-stop. So let's rewind and set the scene properly, because context matters here. The show opened with an explosion. Members Ruka, Farida, Asa, Ahyeon, Rora, and Chiquita hit the stage with handheld mics up and vocals completely exposed, opening with a hip-hop track, We Go Up. No backing vocal safety net. Nothing to hide behind. From the very first note, the crowd inside Jamsil Indoor Stadium knew this was going to be something different. According to the Korea Times review, there was no easing in. The group tore through the new EP's title track, CHOOM, then Batter Up and Drip, barely pausing for breath, sounding as sharp live as they do in their recordings. That alone is a statement that not every K-pop group can make. And right in the middle of all of that high-powered group energy was Ahyeon, matching every single step, every single note, every single moment with the kind of precision and fire that makes her one of the most talked-about performers in fourth-generation K-pop right now. She even spoke to the crowd between sets, telling the audience, "I missed you all so much. Let's make a lot of fun memories together tonight. It feels so good to feel your energy up close." That warmth and that connection with the audience, that is classic Ahyeon. But what came next in the solo segment is what truly set the internet on fire. The solo cover stage is where each BABYMONSTER member gets to step forward individually and show exactly who they are as an artist. Asa brought a distinctly Japanese inflection to Bar's Temple. Farida delivered breezy charm on Nicki Minaj's super bass. Chiquita was a one-woman show on Fifth Harmony's Worth It. Ruka tackled Skrillex, Missy Elliott, and Mr. Oizo's Ratata with rap delivery that reminded everyone why YG trained her the way they did. And then it was Ahyeon's turn. Ahyeon closed the solo segment with Ariana Grande's Problem. And the moment she stepped into her spotlight, everything stopped. Not just because of the vocals, not just because of the stage presence, but because of the look she walked out in. A sleek, fitted stage outfit that sat firmly in mature, fashion-forward territory, paired with a set of bold high heels that nobody in that arena had expected. The heels in particular became their own viral moment almost instantly. Clips of Ahyeon performing Problem in those heels spread across TikTok and X within hours, with fans and non-fans alike stopping to ask, "Wait, how is she performing like this, in those, and making it look that effortless?" And that is genuinely the question, because the heels were not your standard stage footwear. They were structured, striking, with a distinctive design that stood out even in fancam footage filmed from the back rows of Jamsil. One widely circulated TikTok post captured the moment perfectly, noting that Ahyeon went viral for wearing high heels in her solo performance in Seoul, and that both TikTok and X lit up over the performance. Fans expressed a mix of amazement and genuine disbelief that she was executing full choreography at that level in that kind of footwear. Another fan account posted on X under the tag, "All eyes on Ahyeon," and honestly, that caption said everything. But the conversation did not stop at the shoes. The overall outfit, the mature, body-conscious silhouette that Ahyeon stepped out in for her solo stage, also became a major talking point on social media. Comments on TikTok ranged from pure admiration to fans expressing surprise at the styling direction YG Entertainment chose for their youngest, main vocalist. Some netizens on TikTok pointed out that while the outfit was undeniably striking, It represented a clear shift in how Ahyeon is being presented as she steps further into her career as an artist. Whatever side of the conversation you land on, one thing is undeniable. People were paying attention, and they could not look away. This is the tension that has always existed around Ahyeon specifically. She is someone who carries an enormous amount of warmth and relatability offstage. She is the kind of idol who thanks the fandom with visible sincerity, who greets a packed stadium with genuine emotion, who connects with an audience on a human level that goes beyond choreography and technique. And then she steps into performance mode and becomes something else entirely. Sharp, commanding, completely in control of every corner of the stage. That duality is exactly what makes her such a compelling figure, and exactly why an outfit or a styling choice carries so much weight when it comes to her specifically. Because with Ahyeon, the visuals and the performance always combine into a single statement. And at the CHOOM World Tour in Seoul, that statement was loud. The Korea Times described the solo cover segment as the peak of the entire night, and Ahyeon landing the closing position in that segment was not an accident. Closing the solo stage means you are the exclamation point. You are the one the audience carries out of the building. And Ahyeon delivered that moment with everything she had: heels, outfit, Ariana Grande vocal runs, and stage presence that had MONSTIEZ screaming from the floor to the upper levels of Jamsil Indoor Stadium. What makes this even more significant is the broader context of where BABYMONSTER is right now as a group. The CHOOM World Tour is their second world tour, and it is already operating at a scale that dwarfs what they did on the Hello Monsters run. 29 shows across at least 18 cities, spanning 5 continents, including their first ever dates in Oceania, Europe, and South America. This is a group in full acceleration mode. And Ahyeon, as the main vocalist and one of the most recognizable faces of the group internationally, is right at the center of that momentum. The CHOOM era has pushed BABYMONSTER into territory that feels genuinely new for them: bolder styling, harder-hitting production, and a performance philosophy built around proving that what you see in the music video is exactly what you get on the live stage. Ahyeon's CHOOM concert look is a direct extension of that philosophy. It is not safe. It is not comfortable. It is designed to make an impression, and it absolutely did. And before you go, let's talk about something for a second. Because the reaction to Ahyeon's CHOOM concert look is not happening in isolation. It is happening at a very specific moment in her career and in BABYMONSTER's career as a group. They are no longer the rookies who debuted in 2024 with Sheesh and Batter Up and spent their first year proving they deserved a seat at the table. They have sold over 1 million copies of their first studio album, Drip. They have charted on the Billboard 200. They have performed at venues that K-pop girl groups of their tenure rarely reach this quickly. And now they are deep into a world tour that will take them to 5 continents. Ahyeon stepping out in that CHOOM concert look is not just a stylist's decision. It is a signal. BABYMONSTER is not a baby group anymore. These women are artists in the fullest sense, and the way they show up on stage, from their vocals to their footwear, reflects that shift. The heels that went viral on TikTok are not just heels. They are a symbol of a group that has outgrown the expectations placed on them when they debuted and is now operating entirely on their own terms. That is the real story behind the outfit. And that story is only getting bigger as this tour continues around the world. So, where does this leave us? With a performance that already has the internet in its grip, a look that is still generating conversation days after the Seoul leg wrapped up, and an artist who just reminded everyone exactly why she is considered one of the most complete performers of her generation. The critics had opinions. The fans had opinions. And Ahyeon walked out in those heels, hit every note of problem, and let the performance be the response. That is what she does. That is who she is. MONSTIEZ, make sure you subscribe to Ahyeon Story so you never miss a single update. Drop a like on this video if you are here for everything Ahyeon and BABYMONSTER, and share this with a fellow Monstie who needs to see what went down in Seoul. We will see you in the next one. Ahyeon.